Oh, by the way, for those of you who didn't know, there's D here. Divvy Clothing Company, established since 1986 out of Houston, Texas. Website is I Will Stand Out. I mean, people check it out. I mean, you're going to see more of this gear in the coming weeks. You can choose to do one or two things. I mean, you can blend in with the crowd, you can stand out and be seen. Divvy Clothing Company, IWillStandOut.com. Men's and women's clothing. Make sure you hit up Chad. We'll make sure to put the website here on the video. But it's a great clothing line. They are another sponsor of Real Talk with Big Mo. So I'll make sure y'all check it out. Divvy Clothing Company, IWillStandOut.com. I think Jordan moment first.
Yeah.
And then Jordan and LeBron, and then back up to my NBA starting five.
Okay.
My favorite Jordan moment, baseline. When he went baseline on Ewing, I think that is the epitome of Michael Jordan in like a 5-second clip right there. Like, you have his athleticism, the fact that he shook two dudes on the baseline, which, you know, is like that much room to actually operate. Shook two dudes on the baseline. Then he had the athleticism to elevate over a true 7-footer and, you know, dunked on Patrick Ewing's head. And at the same time, it shows like his cutthroat and ruthless competitiveness. I saw his interview with Amar Rashad the other day. He didn't like the word cutthroat, but dude, you're a cutthroat. Like, that's my whole, hey, if you're gonna be a villain, wear the cape. Just admit it, Mike, you were a cutthroat. I had no problem with it because you won 6 championships, but just admit that, hey, you were a cutthroat and you're ruthless. That's really all it comes down to. Mike, you were charging way too much for those new shoes. $250 for a pair of tennis shoes is outrageous.
Get 'em.
Like, I mean, I saw the new Lance Armstrong Air Maxes a couple days in the store, 175. It was kind of like, okay, kind of point no return. But $250 for a pair of tennis shoes is out of control, Mike.
Have you seen the new Jordans? They look like rain boots.
Yeah, no, exactly what I'm saying, Mike. Like, they look like some type of, you know, galoshes or rain slickers or what, or like the duck boots I got upstairs in my closet. And you're charging $250 for them. Like, you're doing too much, Mike. You're doing too much. Happy birthday, but you're doing too much. $250 for a pair of tennis shoes is ridiculous. This whole LeBron Jordan thing. First of all, nobody wants to hear this, but LeBron is so freakishly gifted athletically. He's so far and ahead of his time that people don't want to give LeBron his just due. Like, you know, the whole King James, people think he's arrogant. When you're the best player walking the face of the planet, you can get away with certain things, okay? You can afford to be a tad bit arrogant. You know, Derek Jeter's arrogant, but nobody ever gets on him. Anyway, before I get too far off topic. Jordan versus LeBron. Look, Michael Jordan, as it stands right now, is the best player to ever play basketball, period. Okay? But LeBron, who is, you know, he's got one championship, and for those of you who keep throwing rocks at him, people keep hating on him, you included Michael Jordan. Anybody else who, you know, got, you know, hate to throw that guy's way or whatnot, you keep throwing rocks at LeBron, and we're going to look up like 8 years from now, he's going to have like 7 championships, he's going to win every single MVP award, probably another Olympic gold medal. He's going to vaporize the NBA. Like, LeBron, keep doing what you're doing. Like, play it from a happy place. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Just keep doing what you're doing. Let people hate. You know, haters are gonna hate. You know, like Cat Williams said. You know, if you've got 10 haters, you can try to figure out a way to get to 20 by next week. Everybody was so, you know, oh, James White. Like, oh, this guy's gonna kill it. It's gonna kill it. And we get out there and you see why the guy don't even play on the Knicks. He can't dribble. He couldn't dribble down a row full of stewardesses or flight attendants. He couldn't even dribble down there without having to pick the ball up back and forth. So it's like, man, it's just, you got to get some guys that the people can actually identify with, that the fan base will actually get excited about. Not just a dude, not just a guy who's got a 40-inch vert. Like, I can go to the 24-hour fitness up the street right now and find a guy with a 40-inch vertical who can dunk a ball. Like, that's you got to do more than that. You got to do something to put the fans in, get the fans involved, and actually have them invested into it. Here's my NBA all-time starting five. NBA all-time starting five, Lee. Point guard, I'm going to say Magic Johnson. And I was struggling with this because I really wanted to put Isaiah on there. I don't think Isaiah Thomas gets enough respect because, you know, he's, you know, in his after basketball life, as far as things with the Knicks and coaching in college, he hadn't, you know, done the best or whatnot. But I think it'd be awesome to have like a point guard on the team who's like the meanest dude on the court. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Magic Johnson at the point. Give me Jordan at the 2. Let me have LeBron at the 3 because there's never been a small forward that can ever do what LeBron does. The fact you got a small forward out there and he can play literally every single position on the court. I'm going to take Tim Duncan at power forward. I was arguing with myself between either Karl Malone, or I think the guy who was underrated was Kevin McHale. But give me Tim Duncan at power forward. And if I got all these guys who can go get me 30 points on a given night, I don't need a big scorer in the middle. Just give me Bill Russell. Just give me somebody who's going to block every single shot and take all the rebounds. I want my coach to be Pat Riley. And the thing is, I want Pat Riley to be my coach because he kind of adjusted with the times of the NBA. In the 80s, you know, he had the slick back hair. Well, he still got that now, but they get slick back hair, the tailored Gucci suits. Gucci.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Gucci suits. I'm sure he probably had some type of, high dollar loafers he was sporting on his feet. And it was showtime, up and down the court, up and down the court. Then he got to the 90s, and he started coaching the Heat and the Knicks, and he became who he really, I think that's who he is at the core. Physical, grinded out, like we want to punish you, want to beat you into submission. So with my NBA starting five, we got Magic running the point, but we got half-court players like Jordan and Duncan and Bill Russell, and we got LeBron, who's like the ultimate X factor of all time in the NBA. So we can play any style. So therefore, we need a coach who can do things on a multiple level. We can't just play one way, because I'm sure somebody's going to watch this and be like, oh, I got a better starting five than that, so they're going to try to counter. So we got to have a coach who's versatile, can make sure our puzzle pieces work, in the manner in which they have to work. So that's my NBA starting five. Give me Magic at the point, Jordan at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Duncan at the 4, and give me Bill Russell at the 5. The greatest winner in the history of sports. He's the best winner, period.